Alright, see everybody, welcome to another day of the Osu Catch World Cup 2018 edition. My name is SatyanOvoXD, and I'm joined by Das, of all people.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
So how are you, Das?
I'm good. It's a little late, but nothing too bad.
That's cool. So today, we've got quite a long day ahead of us, I would say. We've got some interesting matchups, some to still be decided even. And we are going to kick off with I would say, a match of high caliber, which could become like a tiebreaker type of deal, being France versus Taiwan. So yeah, early morning match here for France. It's, I think, early evening for Taiwan right now. And I would say that these two teams are very closely matched to one another, because I do believe that both of these teams have, like, strengths in some mod areas, but at the same time they don't really excel all too much. And spread wise, like across all mods, they should be fine as well, but again, not the very best, right? Or at least that's what they have shown us in this tournament so far. So I repeat, this could be a very close matchup between these two. Because, again, this is loser's bracket. Loser of this match is going to be out of the tournament. So I'm guessing that both of these teams have bolstered up a little bit, pulled up their stocks, and have prepared for the worst. And are going to just try and shine today. So, yeah. As for France, we have Bastu, No Life, Orinoshi, Sony, Fulgurant Kill, and Legrand Casque. And as for Taiwan, we are going to be seeing Megpoid, XXXZ, Naniwa, Scarlet Rose, Majija Bakune, and Sanami. So I would say both of these rosters boast fairly good hard rock players, and then again fairly good hidden players. So I'm thinking that both of these teams are pretty much going to try and draw picks from the same bracket as one another, and not really try to run over the opponent with, like, double time, for example, because I don't think any of these two will be too keen on playing that at all. So I'm mostly expecting, like, no mod hidden and hard rock picks from both of these. So yeah, we are waiting for that lobby to get ready, and then we can swap up. Here's a quick look at the winners bracket right now. I mean, losers bracket, my bad, my apologies. As you can see, some matches have already been played. China won versus the Netherlands yesterday. We'll be playing Hong Kong today, later today, and then we have Germany that won over Poland yesterday as well, 6-3, and they will be playing against the winner of the match we will be seeing in just a few minutes, France versus Taiwan, and that match will be played later today, depending on who takes the victory, obviously. But as far as I remember, like 1 PM UTC time is when that match should go live. So Das, even though you're like completely new to this, right, and you might not even really know what's happened before, what are your predictions for this match? Just make a wild guess and see if you're correct, right?
Well,
beginner's luck, perhaps.
I was in this one tournament, and it was all game modes. It was like a kind of like an Olympiad thing, but against all game modes, and you had a team with people that could play each different game mode. And I actually went up a team that had Le Grand Casque on it, and the maps weren't that hard, but he was like half asleep playing them, and he still SS'd it. So I'm really interested in seeing what he can do when he's like actually awake.
I mean, it's not too late in the day yet for France. It's about 10, right at 10 AM. So the Frenchies might just be waking up only now. But then again, Le Grand Casque has been proven to be very consistent throughout this entire tournament. So has Boros. But I want to hopefully see a little bit of a better performance coming from Bastu and Orinoshi. Two people that had their moments, but really weren't too consistent all across the board. Sometimes had some very sad failures. And I'm really hoping that they have pulled up the socks and will try and be a little better even in this matchup versus Taiwan, because they are going to need it lots against the Taiwan, who, again, isn't really consistency king either, but can prove to be very dangerous on map pools such as this one, especially in hidden, perhaps even hard rock. So yeah, this is going to be a close one. This is going to be really cool. Seemingly we have swapped over to the lobby, getting started with warm-ups in minutes. Hora de Verdad. It's actually quite an old beat map by now. Used to be a pretty popular pick back in the day for like multi-lobbies and stuff. I'm not sure who picked it, but that's interesting.
I see some votes for France in the chat because they say since they're playing earlier, it's better for them. Although I don't think that's really the case. I think people are prepared for the times that they have to play. So I think both teams have a good fighting chance here.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, I even think that Taiwan has a little bit of an edge time-wise here. Sad failures are happy accidents. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. You're correct. Those are happy accidents.
Especially in a losers bracket, I think people practice a lot more than they do in a winners bracket when they're in the losers bracket, just because it's that last little chance to get to top 3.
Yep, that is correct. I mean, it's a long stretch coming from this one specific stage to get to top 3. There's going to be lots of roadblocks ahead of either of these two teams, but at least you're giving it a shot, right? I mean, you're going to have to wait for like another year for the next CWC to come around, so you better just try your very best in this one too. And both of these teams should be very familiar with this mindset, I would say, knowing these people at least.
This is some good
You've
stuff.
seen it, yeah.
I don't even know how people press the dash button this fast.
I mean, Oronoshi's dropping a really nice play here. Drops some accuracy, but he's still holding on to a combo. So this is the Oronoshi we really do want to see today. Dominating and just being ahead of the curve here. He's missed now, but that was a nasty jump. So, I mean, everybody dropped their combo. But then again, Taiwan will hopefully be warmed up a little better as well. I mean, we saw Majija Bakne, for example, like, for many people, like the star player of Taiwan, not really perform all too well throughout this tournament so far. I'm really hoping he's going to be showing a little better as well today, but we'll have to wait and see for that to happen still. But then again, there's so much potential in that man. Majija Bakne really being one of those star players throughout the years of Osu. Like, he's been on so many leaderboards with such amazing scores, unique scores as well. But in tournament play, we really didn't see a lot of that. So I'm hoping he's going to be performing a bit better today, at least, because they're going to require him if they want to pull through and play against Germany still. Did one of these teams play yesterday? No, this is like completely fresh. None of these teams have played yesterday. So the winner of this match will be playing again today. That is the matter at hand right now. They will be playing Germany at 1 PM UTC. So they will be warmed up for that match, but they haven't quite warmed up in tournament setting for this specific one. So it's all fair and square, I would say.
I actually, I have a question, if you don't mind.
You can always ask me questions. Stream you too. If you have any questions regarding tournament or this specific matchup, feel free to ask and I'll try and answer them. But yeah, go ahead.
So, from an outsider's point of view, in other game modes, I know that some countries have stronger players in like certain mods or just like certain play styles. Is that the case in Catch to Be? Are there like any certain things that like each country is good at, or like something that France has over Taiwan?
Yeah, definitely in this matchup, I would say that is definitely the case. I would say that Taiwan at max potential should be doing better at hidden, like plenty better at hidden than France. But it's all about whether they are going to do it today. Like, they don't really do that too often in tournament play, but like whenever these people, for example, McPoid, XXXZ or Majija Bakner are playing solo, they tend to be really strong on the hidden side of things. Whereas France, on the other hand, I would say more or less stronger on hard rock, especially on any kind of map beyond quarterfinals, because that's where like the really fast, hyper chainy, heavy catch specific maps will come in. And those are definitely maps that people like Orinoshi, Sony, Boros will definitely be feeling way more comfortable on than some of the Taiwanese players, even though they aren't too bad with hard rock either. In this matchup, it's not really that huge of a gap between these two teams, I would say. But definitely with some of the matches we've seen, you can definitely notice that one team is going to pick one side of the map pool and the other team is going to pick like the other side. Like, we've seen plenty of matchups where one team would just constantly go for hidden and win all of those picks, and the other team would just go for hard rock, maybe double time, and win all of those picks too. And sometimes that leads to like a tiebreaker. But again, it just really depends on how many people you've got prepared and set up for every single mod. The more the better, the more the merrier. And having all-rounders definitely helps out lots with catch as well. In this case, it's really hard to tell which one of these countries is going to be performing better. Maybe with this map for France, but I can't quite call that just yet. We're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's another thing I really like about Catch. It's a more diverse game mode, while in game modes such as Taiko and Mania, it's mainly predominantly overtaken by Asians like Japan and Korea. Although they do prove to be very competitive and strong players, so I can't blame them.
Yeah,
It's just it's interesting seeing a more diverse roster this year, because I've never seen like the Netherlands or like Mexico be even this far in a World Cup.
yeah, like it's quite diverse in this competition, and there's plenty of countries up for grabbing like the trophy of being number one, I would say. Even now we've seen recently, like last week even, we saw America, the USA beats out China in a tiebreaker round, 5-4.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, that was unexpected too. Like, most people would have rooted for China on that match, definitely. Like, I would have.
I was actually I was gonna ask about that. What do you think happened or is different about this year with the US being capable to compete against China and actually win against them? Do you think it's like the US team is stronger, or do you think that the Chinese players are just not as good, or maybe they're just a little washed up? I don't want to sound mean or anything, but like I'm just genuinely curious.
I mean, that's nothing to be mean about, right? I mean, I would say that the USA definitely has a stronger team because they have more mod diversity integrated within the team. Because last year they were alright on like hard rock and double time especially, but when it came down to hidden and maybe even no mod, they really weren't as strong as some of the top dogs like China, South Korea. I mean, South Korea isn't quite as strong as a team this year either because of their new roster. But yeah, that's one thing you can definitely notice. Like the USA definitely has like a stronger, diverse roster, and will be able to cover more mods efficiently. Whereas China pretty much have the same roster, but I would also say that some of the players are performing a bit worse than last year. So maybe they are indeed a little bit washed up in some regards. Definitely when I played them in our match, I mean, we still took a big loss, right? 6-1, but I did notice that we came pretty close to beating them sometimes, right? So that is a bit of a sign, especially for like one of those top 3 teams like China, that they perhaps might be a tad bit washed up indeed. But they tend to grow stronger the further the tournament progresses. So if they were to meet again in grand finals, the result might be like completely different. China would be able to still take the cup, like maybe even with ease. I wouldn't say with ease this year anyway, but they would be able to take it, definitely. It's not like they're out of the game yet by any means. But the USA definitely has the advantage of being able to play twice at least in grand finals before being out of the tournament, as they still are in winning record, if they make it to the final. It's because, well, they still have to play Chile before that.
Yeah, and especially talking about map pools and like being earlier on, it's definitely more of a chance for let's say like the China was still the China. Wow, let's say that China was still a really strong team this year, even though they might be so strong. Even like you said, they get stronger with the harder the map pools are. Other teams have a chance to beat them still, since the map pools aren't as hard, and then that's where they shine later on, which is one of the cool things to see in these tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 guaranteed top 3 countries already. I mean, Chile and the USA will definitely be landing in the top 3 already. I think. Actually, no, wait, no. USA starts to play Indonesia, of course. Actually, my bad there. So, I mean, the only team that's locked in their spot in top 3 already is Chile. It's now all about whether they're gonna beat the USA or Indonesia, depending on which of those countries is gonna win their match today in the next round. And then they will decide as to whether they will take a third place and then have to play losers finals and then go and move into grand finals if they win. But yeah, as for China, they already have landed in losers brackets. Two other really strong teams that have also landed in losers bracket pretty early on, I would say, are Germany and South Korea. Both teams that should still stand a fair chance against China within the upcoming 2 rounds, definitely. So depending on the matchups, etc., they might be able to snatch the spot away from China as well. They will be playing against Hong Kong later today, which is also a really good team, but I wouldn't say on the same caliber as China. But after that, it's going to be South Korea, right? Because they just dropped to losers brackets yesterday. So I'm really wondering how that is going to pan out in the end. But yeah, we also have Indonesia versus the USA today as well. And I really do wonder how USA is going to be playing against Indonesia, because Indonesia is definitely no slouch either. I would say they have a little bit of a weaker roster this year compared to last year, but it's still a threat to be reckoned with. So this is going to be an interesting day anyway. There's a lot of cool matchups. Definitely expecting like a tiebreaker to happen at least today. Anyway, rolls. There we go. That was a little bit of a rant, but yeah, we've gotten a 42 from France and we've got a 50 from Taiwan, meaning that Taiwan is going to be the first country to pick a map and will be the second country to ban a map.
So, I don't know much about the pools, but do you have any ban predictions?
I'm gonna go and guess that Taiwan might go for a hard rock ban? Maybe? I would say something like louder. If not, maybe like no more. As for France, I'm guessing... Well, that's a pretty tough one. I'm guessing like Crowley's again. Okay, but the ban's already in. They were pretty quick. Asian Distracted, so they picked the other Hidden as their ban, as for France, and then Yellow Splash for Taiwan. So they did pick the brackets, which I expected, just different maps. So yeah, Taiwan banning Hard Rock and France banning Hidden. So far, everything is looking like it's according to my predictions. Like it's going according to my predictions, I should say. But now we get the first pick from Taiwan. I think that's going to be even more interesting. Especially after seeing a ban on France's side in the Hidden bracket, they might just go for Hidden straight from the get-go. Which is interesting because that is one way to ruin your tempo this match. Because, again, or Nobora Nai Sakamichi, both of those maps really aren't too friendly to play as your very first map of the day after warm-ups, right?
Also, another quick question. I've heard before that double time is like one of the most, I guess, least liked mods in Catch the Beat. So I'm kind of interested as to why I didn't see a double time ban.
Especially it's especially due to the map pool, I would say. Double time really France is going to deal with this one. But this is a map I don't really expect any full combos on in this matchup. We haven't seen any actually so far in this round. No, I really wouldn't, because it's really hard. It's it's very
Oh, that is impressive.
4 misses there for Majija, together with 5 for Megpoi. That is really impressive. Again, this is a map which will determine the tempo of the match, and the first one always is the map that will determine tempo of the match. And starting off with Hidden is not the best way for a country like France. Definitely, as you can see right here, it's really not a fun map to play. A lot more technical picks in earlier stages too, whereas with last year's CWC, most of the technical picks only really came in after finals map pool, or within the finals map pool, I should say. Alrighty, Reason of Being is going to be your next pick here, so that's Hard Rock. So far, everything is going according to what I would have expected from both of these teams. There's one more hidden pick live after this, as well as one more Hard Rock pick. I'm expecting those to be used really soon too. But yeah, Reason of Being is a specific mode, a catch mode specific map, meaning that most people should be more used to this type of play, right? Especially from the French side. It's not really a map with too many quirks. It really isn't. It's more or less just the plain difficulty of it, with a lot of hyper chains, a lot of jumps, and the CS being a tad bit smaller than your average Hard Rock map too. I mean, we're seeing that twice here, right? We see that with Louder 2, which has a original CS of 4.5, and that gets slimmed down even further. So those are like really small notes. Also, the reason why you see so many accuracy drops, especially in that map. And this one is pretty similar to that as well. As for Tobas, last time he played CWT was indeed in 2016. He didn't play last year, and he is not in the team this year either. So that is correct.
Just a little quick announcement. Don't forget to buy your banners to support some of your favorite teams here.
The banners are still up, and I mean, you can give the team some moral support, right? And that is beautiful. Maybe even on a spiritual level, they will love you for it. So definitely go ahead. All the funding will also go back into the game, so we love you. We love you too if you're gonna go for some donation type of spree. But yeah, going into the second map of the match, Reason of Being, picked by France. So I would say next to the overall difficulty, this map has one pattern which can make a lot of people drop towards, I think it was 230 combo. This is one jump you kind of need to remember because it's really hard to side read. There's two misses already. 3 now, 2 on the side of Taiwan. But no, Taiwan is going to drop fully, whereas only No Life has dropped his combo for France. Early advantage there for France. Nano are really not being able to keep up with the pace here. And the score difference is increasing as misses keep on coming from the side of Taiwan. Only one miss there for France from Boros.
Morinoshi still holding on to his SS.
Yeah, that is beautiful, but that's what we expect from Morinoshi. That's what we want to see. 400 combo there for him. Whereas Taiwan really can't scramble any sort of combo. Only Tsunami's about to reach 200. Morinoshi having a really unfortunate drop, however. Boros is still going to try and be the last pillar here for France. But then again, Taiwan has nothing to really catch up with. There's no ammo left in their pockets, and then, like, as you can see, there's drops everywhere. Majita again coming in with a drop. Naniwan not being at 200 combo just quite yet.
Oh no.
All in all, France is performing better. And the score difference is humongous at this point. It's gonna go and reach the 500,000 points of difference.
Oh boy.
And it keeps on increasing. Majija there with a big drop, almost failing as well, right towards the end. Tsunami and Nanima especially, though, really couldn't keep up with this map. And that is one clean win for France.
Oh, Boros and Oronishi really came prepared for that one. That was an amazing play by those two.
Yeah, both reaching over the 1 million, but still, even if you only had No Life playing 3 times for France, they still would have taken that point with fair ease. As he is at 900,000, whereas a accumulated score of Taiwan only gives you about 2.3 million. So great performance there from France. Definitely a good way to get back into the match after the initial loss there. I'm expecting Taiwan to just continue with Hidden from this point on, and France to go for Louder as the next pick. And from that point on, it's going to get interesting, because then we will be seeing some double time action as well as no mod. Which, again, both of these mods should be quite a toss-up for these two teams.
Yeah, dude, it's really interesting seeing how you were talking about how Taiwan's probably going to be stronger with Hidden and France would be stronger with Hard Rock, and they're really shown to prove that.
Yeah, that's the last Hidden pick there. Noboranai Sakamichi. The convert pick from the Hidden bracket. We have not seen this one being played quite a lot, actually. This is my first time seeing it on stream, at least.
Ooh.
Ooh. Interesting. So this is one lengthy map. Walking in at 3 minutes and 57 seconds at AR 8.9. It's all just an endurance test, right? And consistency tests. You really can't lose focus at any point of this map. You probably have some breaks here and there still, but at the same time, again, it's 4 minutes more or less, so you're gonna have to stay with that mindset of complete focus all the time. Otherwise, you're just gonna find plenty of drops.
Yeah, long maps are pure nightmare to play, especially in World Cups, because it just adds more stress. Hello, Mango. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Sarton?
I'm doing good as well. Woke up fairly nicely with some chirping birds and some barking dogs. Would have liked a little extra sleep, but I'm good. I'm good. How's you, Mango? Seeing some familiar faces there in chat. Again, if you have any questions regarding the tournament or this matchup, you can definitely go ahead and ask, and I'll try to answer as many if I do catch them in the chat box. That was an unintentional fruit catching pun, by the way. I really never try and make those. I promise. I promise. Alrighty.
If I see any questions I can answer, I'll try to do my best too.
Just some Taiko questions you could go ahead and ask Das as well.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Don't get me ranting.
I like rants. Rants are fun. Alrighty. Getting started. There's an early miss for Orinoshi, followed by MechPoid and everybody else. Okay, goodbye combo. Taiwan is going to have an early lead here. And Orinoshi over there is the main person struggling right now. MechPoid did find a miss afterwards too, so that's going to level out. But accuracy-wise and also combo-wise, Taiwan is looking a little stronger. Ooh, Majija coming in with drop. But Orinoshi and Boros are going to recompensate, so it doesn't really matter at all.
The scores are still relatively close, so no one's out of it yet.
Yeah, it's a pretty close combo. Bass too, with many drops there. Only MechPoid at the 200 combo mark, which is going to give him full score as Boros is trying to catch up. But all in all, Taiwan's just going to etch it a little further in their favor by the second. As for the one question in chat about Osu Mobile, I would not know, to be fair, but I don't think there's any plans of Osu Mobile being supported anytime soon. There's more misses there for France. And again, Taiwan is having their heads above the water right now, comparatively, with a score difference of about 116,000. So that is one good lead for this early on in the map. Majija is starting to struggle too. The accuracy has dropped under the 98th percentile there. Nanima coming in with a drop too, whereas France is actually building up the combos for the first time in this match. Maybe this is the first opportunity to try and capitalize a bit on Taiwan's losses there. And looking at it, they will be able to, as MechPoid is going to find another drop together with the entire team. Orinoshi the only one dropping for France. Ooh, and they've gone so close, but Basti and Boros are going to drop too. Again, giving Taiwan a slight advantage in combo. Oh, this is not looking good for France. No, more misses there for France again. Taiwan is back in the lead, combo and score-wise.
Oh no, France just keeps missing.
It's looking like Taiwan is handling these KIs better every single time, whereas France can do the downtime type of parts of the map a little bit better, as they were able to catch up pretty close to Taiwan there. But now again, at a 160 score disadvantage, France is not looking like they're going to be able to take this point anymore. Especially with the amount of time we have left on this map, only about 30-ish seconds. And really, this map won't get any harder than it already was. The outro really isn't something a lot of people will be missing on, as you can see. I think that just seals the deal. One more miss there, and everybody dropping
more
at that
drops
point.
from France.
Yeah, it's gonna clear out, it's gonna level out. There's no way for France to catch up with these combos. So all there is to it is Taiwan just really doesn't have to have any failed players at the end of the map, and they should be fine. As you can see, 200k score difference. Clean win there for Taiwan. And as you can see, it's just the fact that France struggled more. There's more drops across the board, whereas Taiwan was able to muster a tad bit of extra combo sometimes, especially in the KIs, with Megpoid being the big MVP here. Only 10 misses, which is quite impressive after having just played Hard Rock. I mean, he wasn't in that matchup, but still, this is still a very nice performance in tournament play, where you only really get one attempt at this. So Taiwan is going to take up a second point. France is going to probably go for Lauda here as their next pick. And from that point on, it's just going to be a toss-up. Unless for some reason Taiwan gets this crazy breakpoint on Lauda, which could really turn around the momentum of the game. But that is going to be one hell of a task.
These rankings to me seem a little confusing. What counts as getting an S and what counts as getting an A, even though both players had misses?
If you get an S in catch whenever you have 89.10% accuracy, or at least rounded up to 98.01 accuracy. So meaning that if you get like 98 knots 55, you will also get an S. But anything below that will turn into an A. So let's just call it like 98% and below will be an A. As for an A, you will get an A everything above 94%, a B everything above 90%, and a C everything above 85%. So everything below 85% is going to be a D automatically. So it's a tad bit different from the other game modes. So you're going to be seeing a lot of S's being dropped, even though you wouldn't see that with like standard, for example, where you need a full combo without its like slider breaks and anything. Well, actually, you can have slider breaks. No drops.
I'm not used to seeing S's with misses.
Yeah, you can correlate it more or less with accuracy. So again, anything above 98%, like theoretically above 98%, but more or less like 98.01 really is an S, and then anything below 98% up to 94 is an A, anything to 90 is a B, and anything above 85% is going to be a C as well. Alright, so Lauda has been picked as predicted. And France is having a little bit of an early lead because of Matija Bakane dropping together with Naniwa just now. Again, circle size on this map is the main gimmick, and that is something Taiwan might not be prepared for, as Tsunami and Naniwa both have already failed on the map, whereas France is holding on to a triple full combo roster, which is really impressive at this point of the map. Only No Life catching that. Only No Life being able to catch that one pattern, the left-right, the stair pattern, which is really impressive because we've seen that being missed so many times in this tournament already. But then again, the other two misses for France don't really matter, as Taiwan is not being able to build up any sort of combo. None of the players even being at a S rank right now, with Naniwa only being at 89%, which is not looking good at all. Tsunami knows as well. He's wiggling a little bit with his catcher in disappointment. But yeah, Orinoshi, Boros, and No Life have already built up such an expansive lead. And it's not looking like it's going to turn into the favor of Taiwan anytime soon. Even with like a fail from France, France still should have enough points at this point. And again, I'm expecting a fail rather from Taiwan than from France at this map, at this stage. No combos to be found on the side of Taiwan, whereas Boros is over 300 right now. And Tsunami just failed too, so that score might not even be accounted for in the ending calculation. He did revive right at the end, but it's not gonna matter. There's Oh my god, this behemoth of a score difference of 805
Yeah,
points.
that is a huge gap. No Life being
Yeah.
the only S too. That is impressive.
Yeah, well done, because the droplets plus just the general difficulty of the map really make it hard for this to be S ranked. I mean, my full combo in this map with Hard Rock is an A rank, for example, right? Because of the droplets, because they're so small and there's so many of them. So that goes to show what amazing play that really was from No Life with 99.36. That is great.
No Life deserves some poggers, guys.
Yeah, give me some poggers in chats. But that is going to do for all the Hard Rock and Hidden picks, as the other two were banned. What are we going to see now is the big question. Will we just resort to no mod for the remainder of the match, or are we going to see a little bit of double time action as well?
I'm hoping to see that one old DT map. Is it Stamp on the Ground?
Stamp on the Ground. Oh,
I was
that
actually
one.
I was spectating Guillotine the other day, and he seemed to be really enjoying playing that. So it'd be fun to see some people play that.
I don't think a lot of people will agree with that, honestly.
I know, it's weird. Yeah. I was like hearing you say that most people don't like that. It made me think like, wow, like he was really enjoying that map. So I wonder what what his skill level is and what types of maps he enjoys, and I don't know.
Yeah,
also interesting.
But Guillotine is definitely like a jack of all trades, so he can pretty much go ahead and do anything. So stuff like Stamp Underground is definitely in his territory of comfort still, I would say. End Time, that is the most interesting normal pick they could have gone for, in my opinion. This is old school catch mapping. Does that say Steven being in chat? Yeah, you have gotten your attention. There is your map indeed, right on your screen. So this one is definitely like way different from the other mode-specific maps we have in the normal pool. The older mechanics will prove really difficult for some newer players, like for example Naniwa or Bass 2 in this case, as he just swapped into the roster of France. But then again, there's some older players too, like Megpoint and Majija Bakune, who already played back in those days and were some of the best players at that as well. So this might just indeed be like a really smart pick for Taiwan, just because of their age, almost.
Ooh, there's a pretty good, interesting question in chat. Somebody asked, what skill in catch to beat do you think is the most important?
There's no most important skill really when it comes down to tournaments, right? If you want to farm a lot of PP, you want to be good at high AR, so like Hard Rock and Double Time. Because that's definitely going to give you like the most extra PP over on maps. But for tournament play, you want to be as much as an all-rounder as you can possibly be, because if you're not, that is going to prove really difficult, especially in solo tournaments, and even more so whenever your team roster is not complete for like a match in a team tournament.
And just speaking generally, like for any game mode, consistency is very important. You don't want to be someone that can only get a score after playing it so many times. You need to be able to consistently get good scores.
Yeah, that is definitely the most important skill set if you're going to be playing tournaments at least, because, well, if you're doing solo, you can make as many attempts as possible as you want, really.
Yeah.
You can't do that over here.
I've seen many players who are good at setting scores after playing it for a certain amount of times, but then after a while, if they don't keep playing it, they just deteriorate and they're not as able to play the map as well as they did before.
Yeah, but looking at the match for a little bit here, it's actually looking a little weird, as France is taking an early lead with a miss from Majija Bakune right at one of the combo. Naniwa missing right after. Only Orinoshi finding a miss on the side of France. Double miss there again, so that's going to level up. But Bastu, the last combo for France is gone out too, so Taiwan is going to be able to turn this around right now, with Megpoid still being at 380 combo. Majija reaching only 300. He does miss though, together with Bastu, but France really doesn't have any kind of ammo to come back at Taiwan here, whereas Megpoid held on to his combo for so long that he was able to accumulate quite a lot of score. But then again, France does have no life at 200, so they are going to take a slight lead here, and Taiwan is the runner-up for the time being. Oh, this is turning into quite an interesting map because Taiwan suddenly is ruining everything at the end. What has happened? Everything's gonna go wrong for Taiwan from this point on, seemingly. France has 2 combos over 200 right now. One of them dropped, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Map is almost over and done with. No life still at 300. And it's looking like France is gonna cheese it. More misses there for Taiwan, and they've got it. What? Okay, that turned around. All right, that turned around right at the end. Even though it really looked like Taiwan was able to hold on to a solid lead there after McPoy's initial combo, but France just came back at the end, like so strongly at that as well. No life with only 2 misses, those being at the start of the map. All right, so that is interesting. First break point of the match, and France is going to be able to dictate the tempo from this point on. But I don't know, actually. Like, maybe they will just go for another no mod here. But this really was the one map Taiwan had to win from the normal pool, because I really, really expected them to be performing better on this. Like, in general, due to the older players, we should be more used to this kind of play. Alrighty.
Seeing a lot of fruit jokes in the chat.
At least you guys are gonna make those, and I can just digress and leave that to you. I'm bad at fruit puns, like really bad. I've never trained them. Yeah, there's another no mod pick, and this is actually to be expected. Gonna go to the converts with Gokuraku Yodo. Alrighty, so I would say France has stronger convert players in general. That is just the gist of it. Whereas Taiwan has more specifics focused players, because Taiwan is really an upcoming country as of recent days. There's some players that joined this year's roster that we didn't even know existed, like last year. Like people like Naniwa and XXXZ are still really new to this game, I would say. And all in all, they've mostly been putting their time into mode-specific beat maps, whereas France has some really, really filthy strong combat players like Orinoshi No Life, for example. So this is looking like a very logical pick here for France indeed.
I can't help but mention that you said convert?
Yeah. This is a convert, so it's not a mode-specific map. It's just a map in the standard editor, and then converts it over to catch. So that means you're just playing a standard map, basically, right?
I'm just curious as to how or what qualifies converts to be allowed in the World Cup, because from what I'm used to, like converts aren't allowed at all.
Oh yeah, it's like it's just so well integrated with catch at this point. Like it goes back way further in time, right? Like it goes way back where there weren't a lot of mode specific maps for catch at, and we really had to just resort to combats for like almost every tournament, every kind of multiplayer, every solo play too, because there weren't a lot of specifics around. I mean, you even had you even still had like converts being used as tiebreakers, like even in 2015. So it's changed now, but it's so well integrated and well known in the game that people still play because the mechanics are different, obviously. Spacing, as you can see there, with Scarlet Rose and Naniwa both missing. Naniwa actually coming in with a second miss. Spacings are way different in these converts.
All of Taiwan missing.
Yeah, and because of that, it's still a very interesting way of playing and a very fun way of playing the game. It's not really like, as some people would say, the way catch is meant to be played, but a lot of people, like the majority, are still really enjoying it. So it's still going to be used in like tournaments to come, definitely, even though in lesser quantity than back in the day. But yeah, Taiwan is looking really bad right now compared to France, who still has a triple full combo on their end. leading 200k. Or Inoshi with the first drop there for France, but it's not gonna matter. Taiwan coming in with even more misses from all three. Oh my god, it's gonna go to runes once again, whereas France just missed in its entirety as well, but still leading by 234,000 points. Okay, so Taiwan is going to try and scramble a bit of combo. Scarlet and Naniwa are struggling though, but Majija at least is over the 200 mark right now, which is going to give him max score per note. But then again, looking at France, No Life is the last one to 200 over there, and they are just going to keep this lead and hold it up. No issues at all there on their side. Taiwan really just can't compete in this map. Bastu with an unfortunate miss there, but again, Taiwan is going to need way more misses for them to beat France in this situation. Or in no shit, maybe that was the start of it. No, Nani was going to find a miss right after, and that's not going to help them out. It's all Scarlet Rose struggling too. And France is going to hold up this lead even longer. There's only one combo opportunity left for Majija now as No Life dropped, but then again, 350,000 points. That is not something you can do with one player. As we are nearing the end of the map already, I think Taiwan can only really hope for a fill now.
Oh, those are some interesting jumps.
Yeah, welcome to combat. Wait! Oh, there's a double fail! Oh my god! That must have been scary! They don't know from one another that the other team also had a fail, so this is really lucky for France. Those jumps at the end are just nasty, as you can see, and they're very easy to fail on. And as you can see, France lost like almost the strongest player there on those jumps. Bastu with 900,000 points died, where Scarlet Rose only had 670,000, so it came a little closer to the favor of Taiwan. Well, hold up, are there two fails? Because I'm gonna check that out real quick. Actually, oh, Taiwan checked that win.
Oh, really?
No, wait, huh? Hold up, is the bot wrong or is the client wrong? That is a big question because the bot is saying that Taiwan took another point there. Oh, only one fails, so Scarlet revived.
Oh.
Okay, so no, France is not going to take the point. 3-3 score here. Taiwan in the lead pretty much now because they can pick the next map, right? So, match is being favored towards them, the tempo at least. That is unlucky for France. But yeah, Scarlet revived. Wow. Would you look at that, France? Oh, falling over the last hurdle on that map. I mean, that was such a dominant performance, but then
really
they just died. What are you gonna do about that?
That revive by Scarlet really came in clutch.
Yeah, luckily he was able to revive indeed, because that would have just gone to France again. And at that point, Taiwan would be in a very hopeless situation. But again, this is looking like it's turning into a really close game. And that's to say that these two teams have already met in group stage with a tiebreaker with a difference of 3,000 points. Remember? Maybe some of you will remember, but that was something that happened in group stage. That was like one of the highlights. 3,000 points of difference between these two in tiebreaker. If they're gonna do that again here, people will die of heartaches, nerves, everything. It's going to be an absolute disaster.
So I wanted to say hi to Janitor. I see you out there.
Oh, Bastu is demoralized. As you can see, he's gonna swap out for this one. This is the second combat Nomad from the Nomad pool being grazed out. So this is more of a bursty map compared to the last one we saw. It also has some very filthy stairs towards the end of the map. I wouldn't say they are failable all too much, but then again, I can't speak for everybody here, and we just saw what happened in the previous map too, so that might be a possibility still open. But it's more of a bursty map once again. Most of the meat is going to come in from the middle of the map and the start of the map. You want to try and get as much combo over there, and then as you move into the end, you want to miss as least as possible, because again, full comboing this map is very close to impossible. Well, aren't France and Taiwan having the time of their lives today? Oh my god, they are reliving all the group stage hype again. Don't know whether that's a good thing for their hearts, but it is a fun thing to watch for us at least.
Yeah.
Tsunami
Ooh.
here with the first miss. But that's going to be followed by Boros and Naniwa. Meaning that France is going to have a early lead, even though very slim. Majija coming in with a miss right before we get into a pretty free combo section right here. Which is important because No Life and Orinoshi are 200 plus combo, meaning they are going to be able to get maximum points from each node. Ooh, Orinoshi there with a miss, however. So Taiwan is going to shift over the combo advantage, especially with No Life and Naniwa missing. It's turning into a close match already, with about 10,000 points of difference. Okay, okay.
Ooh, Naniwa getting a drop though.
Same for Sanami. Boros is going to miss too, but the entirety of Taiwan is going to miss. Whereas Orinoshi and No Life still have a combo on the side of France. That is very handy to have, especially at this part of the map. Will we see another breakpoint from France? Ooh, here's some jumps, and everybody seemingly is not going to struggle on these ults too much, actually. Meaning that France is going to hold on to the lead even more now, so that Nanima and Tsunami both miss. Those are the stairs. Caught by No Life! No Life did it! He caught him! What? Alright. Now that's a way to show off as well. He might be the first one in this entire tournament to do that in match, actually. Only one miss. Wow. We have France coming in with a second breakpoint. One miss for Orinoshi too.
Yeah, Orinoshi and No Life really played that very well.
Yeah, very unfortunate there for Taiwan. Maybe they had hoped for another drop on the end of France to try and get another point. But that is not a solid way of trying to get your points on the scoreboard, right? I mean, it's not like trustworthy at all, because that only happens every so often, and you gotta be lucky for that to happen. So not sure if this was like an optimal pick here for Taiwan at least.
Just a question that was asked. A question that was asked beforehand, but I didn't want to interrupt you. Is a obligatory question from Mango. If you were a fruit, what would you be?
I got asked what my favorite food was yesterday, so my answer to that was bananas. I like strawberries and I like mangoes a lot. So one of those three, I would say. I'm not sure. Pineapples are cool too because they're stingy and you hurt people, which is funny.
Ooh. I think I would want to be.
Actually, they're juicy and very nice to eat as well. I like them. They're tasty.
They're slightly acidic too.
Yeah, so it's like a combination of everything. I mean, that's cool. I dig that.
I think if I would be a fruit, I'd be a jackfruit.
Wait, hold on. We did okay then.
Ooh,
We are seeing
stamp on the
stamp on the
ground.
ground.
I'm excited for this one. I know this song. I know this map, but I don't know the Catch the Beat one. Although I was watching Guillotine play it, so I do know a little bit about it.
It's gimmicky. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's AR8, so it's like very much readable, but the fluctuation between how fast you need to move in certain parts of the map compared to like other parts of the map, together with just general spacing and just the heaviness of all the hypers, the very small hypers, it's quite a difficult map. No FCs to be expected here. You will be a god if you're gonna FC this. JBH coming in with the info. Stamp on the ground has the lowest average accuracy in the current pool at 96.67%. All right.
Ooh.
But come again? Sorry.
I just said that was interesting.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I remember watching Guillotine play it. I don't know what it's called, but there's a lot of parts where you have to quickly move back and forth without dashing.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, those are in this map too. There's a lot of hypers integrated into the map, but there's also a lot of those left-rights, very fast left-rights without hypers. That is correct. And what happens a lot on those is overshooting.
Yeah.
So it's really technical. It's really technical indeed. Nobody wants to play Alice in Misanthropy. We saw that being played yesterday, like twice even. So don't worry about it. It's been picked.
Some early misses.
Yeah, that was to be expected. I mean, we have No Life, Scarlet, Nami, and Majija with Mrs. Boros and Bastu being able to reach 100 combo. I mean, your initial 200 combo, if you're able to make it that far, is already like really important. Nobody's going to be able to do that, however. But thanks to Bastu and Boros, France is already leading by over 100,000 points. Would you look at that? That just goes to show how insanely difficult this map is compared to like the rest of the map pool. Especially when you compare it to the rest of the double times, I would say. Bastu here with a pretty big combo once again might be able to drag even more points towards France. He's going to miss though. And Majija is the only level combo. I'm cursing everybody. Nobody's going to be safe of my cursing today. But nobody's going to be able to hold on to combo either. I'm going to say No Life has a combo, but he's going to drop soon because of it. There you go. That's his drop.
The curse.
There's too many curses. There's too many misses. I can't do it. I can't keep up. But it's looking like France is getting the higher combos more consistently than Taiwan so far, as they are already leading by 200,000 points. Tsunami especially struggling on this map so far.
Yeah, France is definitely holding on to their combos a bit stronger than Taiwan is able to.
This is a semi-finals map pool. What is happening? I was thinking I was like the only one performing this bad on the map with so many misses, but then I'm seeing this with like even better players than I myself, and it's just a thing that happens in general seemingly. Boros here, almost going to 150s. They're gonna drop it. That is unfortunate, but again, more consistent combos in the end of France. All about not failing now. Taiwan can't muster any combo from these last notes at the end. And yeah, it's gonna be France again at match point this time around.
Oh, that's gotta be stressful for Taiwan.
So you have 1S at 98.01%. Barely scratching the surface there.
Yeah, just
4
barely.
A's. Yeah, almost dropping down to an A as well. But impressive performance there for Boros indeed. 4 A's, and we have a singular B from Tsunami, who was especially the main bottleneck on that one.
Funny.
Now it's all going to come down to perhaps Taiwan's last pick of the tournament. They're going to have to win 3 times in a row, including the tiebreaker, for this to still go their way and to stay in the tournament just a tad bit longer before having to face Germany at 1 p.m. UTC today. Hankyo no barrier seed, so spectators map is getting a bit of love as well.
If anybody's rooting for Taiwan, now's your time to really root for them and let them know that they have your support. They're really gonna need it here.
It's not a sin to go and root for France as well if you do like them as well.
Definitely.
So go ahead and root for whoever you love, but definitely go ahead and do it right now because they're gonna need it so much. That's, do you think they're just gonna wrap it up here, France? Or do you think Taiwan still has a little bit of a shot at taking this one home and still being able to force a tiebreaker on France's pick?
I definitely think Taiwan is going with hopefully a safe pick when they're at match point. So I definitely think Taiwan has a chance of coming back. But it is match point, so anything could happen.
Or you could be for both. Like, Stenite Rose, right?
Yeah. Best of both worlds.
Whee! Share the love, boys, share the love. As we are getting started with Hankyo and Barrier Seed, so this, as JBH also said in chat, is the one with the highest average accuracy. And with good reason, because this is a very conventional pick, something most people should be used to, with only the middle of the map being a little bit different with some stream dash patterns, which can be found annoying by some players who aren't really good at timing stuff especially. But otherwise it's just a bit of a jump heavy map with the KIs primarily being the highlight here. I can't comment this, so I have to find something productive to do. Poor JVH. I hope you're enjoying your holiday. Anyway, there's a first miss there for Scarlet Rose. Actually, no, it's not the first miss, as Boris had a very early miss, which I sadly did not catch in the corner of my eye. Scarlet Rose again missing though, so France has the big combo advantage. Now, Majija following it up. And it's starting to look grim for Taiwan as we are moving into the middle section. I was talking about a little earlier with the stream dash patterns. Very solid combos there for France. And they can see that they are in the lead with about 80,000 points. That might just bolster them a bit.
Very strong too.
The Tsunami coming up with double S2, that was impressive. Oh, but a miss! No, we cursed him! We ruined it! Majija too! And now France has all the combos they need!
No.
And Majija can't keep up with this! I told you, this is the only unconventional pattern within like the entire map, and it's gonna be France who catches every single one of those notes. And from this point onwards, I don't think Taiwan has any opportunity to take this back. Boros coming in with a miss, but Scarlet Rose is gonna match that, so it doesn't matter. But Jija coming in with misses of his own as well. Orinoshi and No Life still holding on to FCs, and I think that's just gonna seal the deal for Taiwan.
It is coming down to the line, the last few seconds of the map.
Yeah, and it's not looking like it at all. More misses for Benjija. He's falling apart. Orinoshi with a miss of his own right at the end. But that is no matter. Congratulations to France for taking a victory over Taiwan. Their revenge, you could say, as they lost to Taiwan in group stage. And now it's come full circle for them once again, and they will be matched up versus Germany later today. The two leftover European teams will be facing each other in the next round, eliminating one of them. And well played to Taiwan as well. They had some really impressive hidden performance there, but sadly, in the end, France was proven to be stronger in no mod which was going to be the main culprit in this match from the get-go, as France would take all the hard rock picks and Taiwan would just simply take all the hidden picks as expected. France is going to run away with it. And what a performance it was.
Definitely, congratulations to France. You guys really deserved it there. You played your best.
Yeah, I mean, they only lost on one noble pick because of a fail from that was Bastu, right? So even then, if Bastu didn't fail, they simply would have won every single one of the nobles. So it was really unfortunate. But yeah, Taiwan just couldn't keep up. Alrighty, but yeah, looking at the rest of the roster, we have China versus Hong Kong up next in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's 11:30 UTC. Then we're going to be seeing France being matched up versus Germany for the second match of today, with Taiwan being eliminated. You won't be seeing Taiwan versus Germany. Germany is not going to be splitting up and playing 2 matches. And then to round of the day, you'll be seeing Indonesia versus the US of A with a match that is going to be so important for both of these teams. You really want to see that one especially, right? You really want to go ahead and watch that one. With that being said, there's going to be a showcase of the map pool right after the match as well for the leftover teams for the finals week map pool. And that's going to wrap up for now. We will be back in about 2 hours and 20 minutes, as I already said. Das, I want to thank you so much for joining me today on this match, and I hope you enjoyed it yourself too.
Thank you. I did enjoy it, and I hope you all have a good Taiko, or not Taiko, Catch World Cup. I'm so sorry.
You're going to have to wait for another year for that to happen, my boy.
Yeah.
2018 Taiko was really cool too, though, from what I've heard, right? So yeah.
Oh, it was interesting.
It was really cool. But yeah. As for TWC, you're going to have to wait for like half a year plus. But TWC is going to return in just 2 hours. So keep your heads up, get some CWC food, and we'll see you soon. Take care.